Okay, I will work two problems. Actually, I'm going to work one first. I'm going to work this one just because the numbers are a little bit smaller. They're pretty much the same type. Okay, remember, algebra is always about scales, keeping things equal. The equal sign is this right here. Okay, now we're going to DisCoMoMoS. I'm going to write it up here, and as we do each step, we're going to cross them off. First step is distribute. The thing that gives away distribute is, are there any parentheses? That's your first clue. Remember, order of operations, the first thing you're looking for are distribute. Okay, and we're going to look at our rules. Distribute, here are the examples. A number out front of a parenthesis. Okay, DisCoMoMoS. You should have these in your notes, and they're posted on the Jamboard. So I need to distribute right here. I'm going to highlight this distribute in blue. Right here. And you're like, why are you taking the negative? Because that's a -4 that needs to distribute out. I'm going to test the crap out of negatives because the state of California will test the crap out of negatives. The ACT and the SAT exams are also going to test negatives. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is, I'm going to do it over here just so you see all of the work. I think most of you can rainbow right in place, but -4 times x, it's really a 1x, is -4x. -4 times 2. Don't add them. This is a times in between here. -8. So the -7x had nothing to do with the distribute. -4 times x we got was -4x, and -4 times 2 is -8. Equals, rewrite everything. This is what makes me good. Next up, co. What does the co stand for? Combine like terms. So if they look exactly alike, do you see how these two could be in one pile? I told you, you can only have a pile of variables and a pile of numbers. Well, there's two piles of variables. We need to combine them into one. So I ask, are they the same sign or are they different signs? These are the same sign. You add, different sign, subtract. Okay, so I get -11x. So now I'm done with the combine. Check, check. I'm moving on to the move. What's the first move? And I literally will write this up here. Move numbers and then move variables. Oh, I forgot to do something. We're going to move numbers out of the variable apartment. Remember at the beginning, variables are always on the left, numbers on the right. Always. Don't change that. It'll make you a very strong math student. Just always put the variable on the left. Okay, I'm going to do that in blue. No, I'm going to do that in yellow. Okay, so right here, I'm looking in the variable apartment for a number that doesn't belong. That's kind of like someone's coming to break up a party, and they're like, hey, whose apartment is this? And they're, oh, it's the variable apartment. Okay? Well, the supervisor's going, okay, you're a variable. You can stay. -8. No, buddy, you're in the wrong place. How do I get rid of a -8, a -8? How do I get it gone? Somebody tell me. Put your space bar. You can go in the chat if you'd like, but how do you get it gone? What's the opposite of -8? We need to yeah. Now, I don't know who said that because my little thing's way over there. But here's, I'm going to add 8. Remember the scales. If I add 8 right there, what do I have to do to the other side?
Be on the other.
You got to do it to both sides. Add 8. Okay, now you've got to simplify. So I'm just going to write simplify. That means just, do your math. I spelled it wrong. 11x, just drop -11x. Don't lose your negatives. A -8 and a +8. It's called a zero pair. Equals. Are these the same sign? No, different sign. Subtract. I'm going to get -88. Okay, now the next one I'm going to look at. I know a lot of you are like, I can solve it now. Great. I know you can. But if you would just go through all these steps, you will never, ever mess up this again. I need to move variables. It says to look over here. Don't look in here. I'm looking in the numbers department. I only see a number. We're good. I don't have to do anything on this step. There is no variable to move. But we want to go through them all. And what was the last S? Let's look see what S was. It says solve. And I'm going to say usually it's going to be divide. Usually. Not all the time, but more often than not. Here's negative 11x. Okay, I may not have shown this yet. I really wanted to say 1x. So to undo a multiplication, you divide by the negative 11. What is negative 11 divided by negative 11? What's anything divided by itself? 1. So I'm going to get, but if you do this to one side, I'm going to divide by negative 11. You got to do it on both sides. So I'm going to divide this by negative 11. Negative divided by negative is a positive. 88 divided by 11 is 8. So, and I don't want you to write 1x. I just want you to write x. Because 1 times x is just x. You're going to take your final answer and you're going to box it up and let me know. Or do something. Put it in a pretty cloud, pretty color, whatever, to let me know. Miss Sweat, I got it. This is my final answer.